When Ning Fan mentioned the Tri-Union Cooperation Zone, everyone's expressions grew complicated. Su Wanjun. That name was like a mountain pressing down on their chests, leaving them breathless. Compared to Qiao Fei and the others, Wen Kai had a far more direct understanding of the Dark Lodge. Even a squad leader like Zhang Wenchun already possessed the formidable strength of the high 100-soul level. And then there was Yi Liang of the 1,000-soul whom she had seen before. Each encounter left her with a crushing sense of helplessness. Right, I just remembered something. Wen Kai's eyes lit up. Su Bei seems to have disappeared. Ning Fan immediately turned to her. Disappeared. She nodded. Actually, when Zhang Wenchun brought his men to District F-27, their main purpose was to investigate whether Su Bei had truly been taken away by Yi Liang. So Su Bei never returned to the Tri-Union Cooperation Zone? Correct. Wen Kai frowned. But Zhang Wenchun didn't seem to know how Su Bei vanished in the first place. Ning Fan stared into the firelight, lost in thought. Su Bei had definitely been taken by Yi Liang. But if he had truly gone missing, who had the ability to snatch someone from Yi Liang's hands? And more importantly, who would dare to steal the son of Su Wanjun? His thoughts were interrupted by the shrill ring of a phone. It's my father. Wen Kai pulled out her mobile. Dad. Xiaokai, they didn't give you any trouble, did they? Wen Shiyuan's voice was full of concern. No. Wen Kai didn't know how to explain the situation to him. Good. As long as you're safe. Go home, take a bath, rest. Leave the rest alone. Don't go out for now. District F-27 is a mess. His tone softened. District F-32 has already complained to the Central Zone. In a few days, people from the Central Zone will come to investigate. I've already spoken to them, they won't bother you. But I left the district. Wen Kai admitted guiltily. I'm not in F-27 anymore. You left the district. What for? Wen Shiyuan's worry sharpened. Well, a friend came to find me. Her voice grew weaker with each word. Silence stretched. Just when Wen Kai thought her father would explode, he finally spoke again. Is it the child Su Wanjuan's people are looking for? Yes. Wen Shiyuan fell silent once more. Dad, the truth is. Where are you now? He cut her off. Wen Kai glanced around, uncertain. After leaving, we headed east from F-27. Halfway through, she grew tense. Dad, what are you planning? What are you panicking for? Do you think your own father would trick you? His tone grew impatient. Hand the phone to that boy. Dad. No nonsense. I'll talk to him. Don't worry, I won't scold him. Fine, but mind your tone. Nervously, Wen Kai passed the phone to Ning Fan. Ning Fan wasn't surprised. A daughter leaving the district with a stranger. What father wouldn't worry? Hello, I'm Ning Fan. Outside the district isn't safe. Take Xiaokai to F-18. I'll handle the rest. Wen Shiyuan's voice was firm, brooking no refusal. I'll meet you there. Ning Fan didn't answer immediately. Yes, Wen Shiyuan was Wen Kai's father. But Wen Kai was Wen Kai. And Wen Shiyuan was Wen Shiyuan. Ning Fan trusted Wen Kai not to harm him, but Wen Shiyuan was another matter. Young man, don't be so cautious. You saved my daughter, I won't set you up. Wen Shiyuan seemed to pierce Ning Fan's thoughts instantly. Besides, if I truly wanted to deal with you, as long as you can't escape the greater F zone, I could catch you any time. Ning Fan thought it over. Wen Shiyuan didn't sound like he was bluffing. Anyone who could speak directly to Su Wanjun and persuade him to release someone clearly wielded immense influence. Fine. We'll set out now. Take care of Xiaokai on the road. She's unfamiliar with the wilderness, don't let her get hurt. His voice softened. Ning Fan was surprised. But doesn't Kaijia have a spirit attendant? Unfamiliar with the wild? Then her spirit attendant. My daughter doesn't need to risk her life in the wilderness to gain a spirit attendant. Wen Shiyuan's tone was anything but modest. Enough talk. We'll speak face to face. Ning Fan handed the phone back. What did my dad say? He wants us to go to F-18. Hui Zi and the others exchanged uneasy looks. Ning Fan reassured them. It should be fine. Since Ning Fan had decided, no one objected further. After a short rest, they confirmed the location of F-18 and set off on foot. The journey was uneventful. Even when they encountered strange beasts, the team's current strength was more than enough to deal with them. Hey Captain, what do you think about Wen Kai? While Qiao Fei and Wen Kai walked ahead, Hui Zi nudged Ning Fan with his elbow. What do you mean? Ning Fan's eyes lit up. You mean, inviting Kaijia into the House of Wild Dogs? Are you brain split? Smart on one side, dumb on the other. Hui Zi scoffed. You can think clearly, but somehow you're blind to the obvious. Before Ning Fan could reply, Hui Zi jerked his chin toward Wen Kai's back. She's into you. Didn't you notice? Ning Fan glanced at her but said nothing. She's a noble young lady. Why else would she run off to wander the world with you? Use that clever little brain of yours. Hui Zi pouted. Seeing Ning Fan's lips sealed tight, Hui Zi grew impatient. Come on, we're all men here. Just say what you think. What's there to be embarrassed about? I honestly don't know what I think. Ning Fan frowned, considering seriously. I don't really understand these things. Since childhood, he'd had only one thought: to obtain the special medicine that could detoxify his mother when the miasma erupted. After failing, he joined the House of Wild Dogs, surviving life and death struggles with his comrades. Until now, he'd never had the time or the heart to think about such matters. When you're clawing at the edge of death, who has the luxury of romance? What's there not to understand? Hui Zi elbowed Su Ben beside him. Big Ben, what do you think of Wen Kai? If she were your wife, would you agree? Agree. Su Ben answered without hesitation. Hui Zi turned back to Ning Fan. See? He's your age and he gets it. Why don't you? Ning Fan looked puzzled, turning to Su Ben. Big Ben, why would you agree? Do you like Kaijia? What do you mean like? Su Ben said earnestly. Her family's rich, isn't it? Hui Zi's smile froze. Su Ben lifted his chin proudly. My dad always said when you marry money. Then you'll never have to work again. Fine food and fine wine every day. What could be better? Hui Zi was utterly speechless, worn down by the two fools beside him. The self-proclaimed #1 chatterbox of District F32 found himself, for the first time, unwilling to say a word. Without his constant babbling, the road ahead grew much quieter. They walked like that for 3 days. During breaks, everyone took turns standing guard. At this pace, we'll reach District F18 in another 5 or 6 hours, Qiao Fei estimated as they passed through a dense forest. The group's eyes brightened at the thought. Though they hadn't faced any great danger along the way, the endless march through the wilderness had left them weary. Just then a light flickered ahead. This way. Ning Fan quickly found cover and ushered the others behind it. Out in the wild, men were often more dangerous than beasts. And in their current state, it was better to avoid trouble than invite it. Sure enough, a vehicle approached from the distance. The emblem on its side made them tense at once. An executor's car. We've come this far. Could it be someone from F27 chasing us? Hui Zi frowned. Ning Fan shook his head. No. That's the mark of F18. Isn't that where we're headed? Hui Zi showed little relief. You think this is safe? Let's wait and see. Ning Fan noticed the cars weren't driving in a straight line but circling as if searching for something. They're not leaving either. Hui Zi muttered anxiously. At that moment, Wen Kai's phone rang. In the silence of the forest, the ringtone was piercing. The men in the car seemed to hear it and immediately turned toward their hiding place. Wen Kai's face flushed with guilt as she hurried to answer. Dad. I'll explain later. You should be near the Dark Islet Forest by now, Wen Xuyin's voice came firm and direct. I've sent people from F-18 to meet you. Wen Kai froze, then turned to Ning Fan. These people, they're here for us. Ning Fan was surprised too. So when Xun truly had the clout, he'd ordered executors from F-18 to come fetch them. The car pulled closer. From the passenger seat stepped a bald man. Which one of you is Miss Wen? He raised both hands immediately, showing he meant no harm. Wen Kai spoke into the phone. Dad, I see them. Good. We'll talk when you arrive. Her father hung up. Wen Kai stood. I am. The bald man exhaled in relief, then turned to the driver. Tell the others, we've found them. Got it. The driver nodded and began making calls. Huizi nudged Ning Fan twice, whispering, sounds like F-18 sent quite a few people for us. Ning Fan gave a slight nod. Seems so. The bald man approached Wen Kai, polite and deferential. Miss Wen, my name is He. I'm an executor of F-18. You can call me Xiao He. Your father asked us to escort you into the district. Thank you. Wen Kai replied with courtesy. No trouble at all. Xiao He glanced at the others. These are your friends? Yes, we're together. Good. Please wait a moment. The convoy will arrive shortly. And indeed, within minutes, more than a dozen vehicles gathered. To avoid making them uncomfortable, the executors even handed Huizi a car to drive, ensuring the group stayed together. Huizi gripped the wheel, visibly thrilled. Never in my life have I had this kind of treatment. 5 or 6 cars cleared the road ahead. Another 5 or 6 guarded the rear. Such honor was rare for anyone. Yet Wen Kai didn't bask in it. Instead, she frowned, gazing pensively out the window. Soon the convoy reached the gates of District F-18. To their astonishment, the district chief himself stood waiting to greet them. The road inside had been cleared, lined with men in monitor uniforms. Nearly all of F-18's senior officials were present. The convoy halted. Someone opened the door for Huizi and the others. Thank you for your efforts, the man said warmly, smiling. I am Hu Qingyang, chief of District F-18. He looked far younger than Li Jiang or Song Kai, barely past 30. His demeanor was refined, scholarly, approachable. Chief Hu, you've gone to great trouble, Wen Kai replied politely, glancing around. Where's my father? Professor Wen has prepared a meal. He's waiting for you. Hu Qingyang led the way. Ning Fan and the others were ushered like honored guests into a fine restaurant. On the second floor, Hu Qingyang knocked. A voice inside called, Enter. He pushed the door open. Professor Wen, your daughter and her friends have arrived. Thank you, Xiao Hu. Not at all. Shall I take my leave? Go on, don't let me keep you busy. It's an honor to host you, Professor. Hu Qingyang smiled. My men are outside. If you need anything, just say the word. All right. Hu Qingyang withdrew. The group stepped inside. A round table laden with fragrant dishes awaited them. At its center sat a well-dressed middle-aged man. His temples were streaked with gray, but his features revealed that in youth he must have been strikingly handsome. Wen Kai bore a clear resemblance to him. Though he offered no introduction, everyone knew at once. This was Wen Kai's father, the chief researcher of the Greater F Zone, Wen Shiyuan. Dad. Wen Kai greeted him awkwardly. Wen Shiyuan smiled. You're not hurt. No. Good. His gaze swept across the group. He gestured toward the table. Please sit. Every movement carried a peculiar aura, courteous, yet imposing enough to make them uneasy. None of them sat. All 5 remained standing at the door. Wen Shiyuan didn't press. Huizi hesitated, then spoke first. I'm not hungry yet. First time in F-18, I'll take a walk. He nodded politely to Wen Shiyuan. Thank you, sir. You're welcome. Wen Shiyuan didn't stop him. I'll go too, Xiao Fei added, following Huizi out. Su Ben lingered at the doorway, staring at the lavish spread. Suddenly he chuckled. My dad tricked me. He clapped Ning Fan on the shoulder, leaning close to whisper. Rich families' fine dishes. They never taste good. Su Ben left as well. Though only Huizi had bothered to greet Wen Shiyun, the others who followed suit drew no questions from him. Dad. Wen Kai's face was dark. What are you trying to do? Wen Shiyuan raised a brow. What am I trying to do? You've traveled so far, endured such hardship. I arranged a fine meal to welcome you. What's wrong with that? Wen Kai clenched her fists. By reason there was nothing wrong. But anyone with eyes could see the problem. They had already reached the Dark Islet Forest. Just a few more steps and they would have been inside District F-18. Was it really necessary to send so many cars to fetch them? No. They had come to F-18 as refugees in truth. Was it necessary to stage such a grand reception? No. And this lavish banquet? Even less necessary. Because everyone knew, no one would touch the food. You're Ning Fan, aren't you? Wen Shiyun cut off his daughter's protest, turning his gaze directly on the young man. Without waiting for a reply, he continued, Li Jiang, was it you who killed him? Ning Fan said nothing, though his pupils trembled faintly. It was Wen Kai who burst out in agitation. Dad, what nonsense are you spouting? Xiao Kai, I'm speaking with your friend. Wen Shiyuan's tone was gentle. If you're not hungry, why don't you take a walk? Kaijia, it's fine. Ning Fan caught her wrist, smiling. Let me talk with your father. She looked at him with worry. He added softly, I was the one who brought you out of F-27. I should put his mind at ease. Wen Kai glared at her father. Dad, Ning Fan saved me. I know. Wen Shiyuan smiled. I'm just a researcher, not a fighter. What harm could I do him? Wen Kai could already guess what her father intended to say next. But since Ning Fan insisted it was fine, she trusted him. She left. Ning Fan closed the door behind her and sat opposite Wen Shiyuan. To the older man's surprise, Ning Fan picked up his chopsticks and began eating the delicacies without hesitation. Even those fools outside had realized this meal was not meant to be eaten. Yet this boy, Li Jiang, is dead. Ning Fan chewed his meat calmly. I killed him. Wen Shiyuan's smile faded, his eyes narrowing. And the special medicine from F-32? I stole it. Ning Fan admitted without hesitation. The 7th Squad of the Tri-Union Cooperation Zone. I slaughtered them all. He took another bite. And the chaos in F-27? That was me too. Wen Shiyuan's gaze fixed on him, silent for a long time. Ning Fan looked up. Anything else you want to ask? You did all this to save my daughter? Finally Wen Shiyuan spoke. Ning Fan shook his head. Not entirely. I stole the medicine to save my mother. He paused. But my mother is missing. Wen Shiyuan stiffened. Ning Fan ate a few more bites before setting down his chopsticks. Professor Wen. He swallowed, sat straighter and met the man's eyes. You've gone to great expense. Thank you for the meal. Wen Shiyuan chuckled. Was it good? Better than the fine dishes back home. Ning Fan nodded. And I understand the meaning of this meal. Oh, what meaning? You're telling me I don't deserve her. Ning Fan smiled faintly. The gap between Kaijia and me is too wide. And then? There is no then. Whether you believe it or not, between Kaijia and me it's not what you think. At least from my perspective, we're friends. He shrugged. On the road, Huizi asked me if I liked her. I thought about it the whole way. I still don't know. You don't fancy my daughter? Wen Shiyuan's tone grew sharp. But Ning Fan only smiled and shook his head. Kaijia is wonderful, beautiful, generous, with a prestigious background. If I had to pick a flaw, well, her temper's a bit fiery. So you have no feelings for her? Not at the moment. Ning Fan spoke seriously. I can't promise about the future. Wen Shiyuan smirked. So whether you end up together depends on your attitude later? Professor Wen, do you want me with her or not? Ning Fan countered. When Xu Yuan's smile vanished. What do you think? I think you don't. Ning Fan exhaled. Looking back, I was blind before. When I first met Kai Jie, I was at the black market. She was dealing in weapon spirit infusions. I've never seen such trade in other districts. Those devices, they must have been your research, right? When Xu Yuan gave no answer. Ning Fan didn't press. Later, I stayed at her home for a few days. When Xu Yuan's face darkened instantly. But Ning Fan quickly reassured him. Just lodging. Nothing else. The man relaxed. Ning Fan continued. Though Kai Jie is a monitor captain, her home was far too fine. Cooking, bathing, spotless and comfortable. Not the kind of place a captain could afford. And when I left F-27, she gave me a phone that could connect in the wilderness. That phone cost 150,000 sola. I was a fool not to wonder. How could she have a spare of something so expensive? My daughter spent plenty on you, it seems. But a phone? She wanted to give it, so be it. Xiao Kai has never lacked money. When Xu Yuan's gaze softened, his smile tinged with helplessness. That girl may not like staying by my side, but when she wants money, she never hesitates to ask. Ning Fan could see clearly. This father adored his daughter. Child, there's one thing you've misunderstood. When Xu Yuan's voice grew gentle. With me there's no question of worthiness. Even if you were nothing, if Xiao Kai liked you, I wouldn't interfere. Money I can earn. If she wants to run a little business in F-27, I'll let her. Giving her a position in the district is no trouble. In this world, living happily for a lifetime, that's my greatest wish for her. She should do whatever makes her happy. It's that simple. I'm a researcher. I despise arranged marriages. My daughter is not a bargaining chip. But... He picked up the electronic tablet at his side and slid it across to Ning Fan. I need her to live safely. Ning Fan took the device. Tri-Union wanted order. Ning Fan. Abilities. Unknown. Bounty level. Reward. 1 million sola. His own photograph glowed on the screen. This safety, you cannot give her. Ning Fan stared at the glowing tablet, lost in thought. He had expected the Tri-Union Cooperation Zone to make a move. But not so quickly. More importantly, if Wen Xun hadn't shown him this document, he would never have known he was already a wanted man. 1 million. Ning Fan chuckled softly. So I'm worth that much? Enough to trade for a vial of special medicine? Wen Xuan's voice was calm, almost detached. Of that million, 30% is for the squad you slaughtered. The other 70 is for Su Wanjuan's pride. Ning Fan didn't care about the meaning behind the bounty. Professor Wen, may I ask you something? You want to know why the Tri-Union dares to be so arrogant? Yes. Ning Fan's tone was steady, almost indifferent. That surprised Wen Xiyuan. Most men, upon learning they were worth 1 million sola on the bounty lists, would panic. But Ning Fan remained calm. Yes, but not shaken. How much do you know about the structure of the lower city? When Xu Yuan asked without impatience. Ning Fan thought for a moment. The lower city has 8 major districts. We're in District F at the northeastern corner. Each district has 69 subzones, not counting the central zone, which stands apart as its own authority. Basic knowledge, but at least accurate. When Xu Yuan nodded slightly. That's all. Ning Fan admitted honestly. That's about it. The rest is rumor. I'd rather not embarrass myself before you. And the Tri-Union Cooperation Zone? When Xu Yuan pressed. Do you think they're part of those 69 subzones? They shouldn't be. Then what do you think they are? Ning Fan paused. His eyes sharpened. They're another central zone of District F? Close but not quite. When Xu Yuan smiled faintly. There's a saying you may not have heard. The central zones balance the outsiders. The Tri-Union resists the aberrations. Ning Fan's heart jolted. Outsiders. Aberrations. The outsiders are simply people from other districts, like us but not of our blood. The aberrations, when Xu Yuan's smile faded, are the beasts that roam beyond the districts. Beyond the districts, aren't there already plenty of beasts in the wild? What you've seen are pests at best. When Xu Yuan's voice dropped. Do you know why the Tri-Union is so powerful? Guess. Ning Fan already knew the answer, when Xu Yuan had practically handed it to him. Because they fight the true beast. The powerful ones. Constantly. Exactly. When Xu Yuan leaned forward. That is why the Tri-Union can be arrogant. They have the right. Without their defense, the districts could fall in an instant. Ning Fan couldn't deny the weight of those words. In a few sentences, when Xu Yuan had opened a new world before him. The wilderness was already hell for most. But beyond that hell, lay another. Now he understood why the central zones gave the Tri-Union so much respect. Neither side could survive without the other. In truth, the Tri-Union was shielding District F from annihilation. Yet Ning Fan's hatred for them was ingrained too deeply. Whether Su Bei or Su Wanjun, their methods made it impossible for him to accept them as guardians. Everything has two sides. Su Wanjun is no good man. But he sits in that seat doing the work required of him. When Xu Yuan's words were simple but they carried weight. Then he returned to the point. Now you understand the Tri-Union's influence. Tell me, what do you think? Ning Fan fell silent. When Xu Yuan waited, giving him time to absorb it all. At last Ning Fan gave a bitter smile. Professor Wen, I think you're testing me. Oh. When Xu Yuan raised a brow. How so? You've told me all this just to remind me, the Tri-Union is strong. And now I'm worth 1,000,000 sola, a walking fortune. With Kaijia at my side, she's in danger. That's right. I'm a father worried for his daughter. Is that wrong? No. But your method is. Ning Fan's eyes gleamed. You're the chief researcher of the Central Zone, trusted by the district governor. From Hu Qingyang's attitude alone, it's clear your influence in District F is beyond what ordinary people can imagine. When Xu Yuan smiled, offering no denial. You once made a single phone call and Su Wanjun released her. Even if she wasn't his target, that proved something. One of the Tri-Union's leaders had to give you face. Child, you flatter me. When Xu Yuan's smile deepened. Ning Fan shook his head. Not flattery. Fact. Before Wen Xun could jest further, Ning Fan lowered his voice. Professor Wen, with influence like yours, shouldn't I use it to my advantage? Wen Xuyuan's smile held, but his eyes sharpened. If Kaijia has such a powerful father, then I shouldn't let her leave me. I should keep her close. With her at my side, you'll do everything in your power to protect me. She would be my shield. When Xu Yuan studied him. After a long silence, he laughed. So you see it clearly. What then? Do you mean to use Shaokai to bind me? Ningfan laughed too. What do you think? I think you won't. When Xu Yuan's tone softened, almost amused. You surprise me, child. Professor Wen, I'm curious. Ningfan's voice dropped. If I truly played dumb, claimed to love Kaijia and insisted on keeping her by my side, what would you do? I told you already. My daughter is not a bargaining chip. When Xuyuan was still smiling. But beneath that smile lay a chill. If you truly tried that, I might not care about the 1,000,000 sola. But trading you for a favor from Su Wanjun, that would be worthwhile. Ningfan patted his chest. Close one. Escaped a disaster. You weren't afraid. When Xuyuan pierced straight through him. From the moment you walked through that door, sat down and ate without hesitation, you never feared me. Why should I fear you? Ningfan's voice was calm. Didn't you just say yourself, you're only a researcher? Their eyes met and both men laughed. Thank you for saving Shaokai. At last, when Xuyuan offered formal gratitude. Even if you hadn't, she would have been fine. But you risked your life for my daughter. As her father, I owe you thanks. Professor Wen, should I take that to mean I meddled where I shouldn't? Ning Fan shrugged. Beforehand, I didn't know Kaijia's background ran so deep. And precisely because of that, I thank you. When Xu Yuan's tone grew serious. What you did in District F27, I've reviewed it. I must admit, whether in courage or intellect, among your peers you stand out. Ning Fan didn't reply. He was thinking. When Xu Yuan had said reviewed, which meant he already knew 9/10 of the truth. Kaijia couldn't have told him. So, District F27's incident. Over the past 3 days, the Central Zone has already pieced it together. When Xu Yuan smiled faintly. It has nothing to do with you. Nothing to do with me? Ning Fan couldn't judge. Was it hidden by District F32 as he suspected? Or was Wen Shiyuan's influence at play? Either way, the result was the same. Ning Fan bore no responsibility. Because the truth excluded him. Whether Li Jiang is dead or alive, the Central Zone's stance is clear. District F32 suffered losses. District F27 must pay compensation, must apologize. When Xu Yuan's tone was mild, Ning Fan was sharp enough to know. No more needed to be said. He smiled and nodded. Understood. That vial of special medicine, you still carry it? When Xu Yuan extended his hand, Ning Fan froze. After a brief hesitation, he drew the iron case from his coat and handed it over. When Xu Yuan opened it, glanced inside, then set it beside him. Every district chief receives 1 vial upon appointment. Each syringe bears a special mark. Carrying it is troublesome. His voice was calm. I'll hold on to it for you. A mark. Ning Fan remembered checking it himself. He'd seen nothing unusual. But he didn't believe when Xu Yuan would lie over a single vial. What are your plans now? When Xu Yuan didn't mention the medicine again. Ning Fan thought, then shook his head honestly. I don't know. Don't know. When Xu Yuan chuckled. From what I've learned, you're the type to plan everything before acting. I truly don't know. Ning Fan gestured at the tablet. This bounty came too suddenly. I need time to process. Do you plan to hide forever? Ning Fan frowned, answering firmly. No. He leaned back and at last his young face showed weariness. There are so many things I want to do. But each one feels impossible. I want to find my mother. But I don't know where she went. I want to find Brother Chuan, my captain. He was a good man. But now, he seems to have become one of the twisted. We went to the Seoul Basin, killed hundreds of them. Still, we didn't find him. I want revenge on Su Bei. But he's Su Wanjuan's son. To be honest, Professor Wen, when I went to District F27, I had my own motives. Saving Kaijia was the first. But second, I wanted to kill a few from the Tri-Union Cooperation Zone. Childish, isn't it? I couldn't touch Su Bei. But killing Zhang Wenchun and his men felt like resistance. In the end, a single bounty order crushed me flat. Ning Fan gave a bitter smile. So when you ask my plans, I don't know. I want to do everything. Yet everything feels so far away. When Xu Yuan listened quietly, he hadn't expected to see such complex emotions on the face of an 18-year-old. Resignation, defiance, confusion, fatigue. It was far from the confident, composed youth he'd read about in reports. Child, was it this bounty that broke you? Not exactly. Ning Fan shrugged. I just needed someone to hear me out. Keeping it inside hurts too much. Back at the House of Wild Dogs, I was a rookie. Sister Fei and Brother Hui treated me like a kid. I could complain to them. But now, I'm captain. He sighed. I have to hold it together. When Xu Yuan's eyes shifted as if weighing something. Enough. Professor Wen, thank you for listening. I understand your stance now. Don't worry, I'll let Kaijia return with you. Ning Fan sniffed, masking his emotions once more. A smile returned to his face. And thank you for the meal. It was excellent. That medicine, you risked your life for it. And now you hand it over? You don't mind. When Shiyuan tapped the metal case. Can you bear it? No one needs it now. Ning Fan chuckled. I spent over a decade chasing it. But some things change value depending on when they arrive. He rose to leave. But when Shiyuan sighed. If not for Xiaokai, I'd truly want to bring you to the central zone. To shape you properly. Ning Fan blinked, then smiled again. If not for Kaijia, you wouldn't even notice someone like me. When Shiyuan paused at that. Then his gaze hardened. I know a path. Interested in walking it. Ning Fan looked at him. After a long silence he asked softly, Professor Wen, you want to help me? Not help. Just advice. You saved my daughter. I took your medicine. I should offer something in return. His expression grew stern. This path is not easy. And once you step on it, there's no turning back. Ning Fan didn't ask what lay along it. Where does it lead? When Shiyuan thought for a moment. I can't tell you where it ends. Because I don't know what choices you'll make along the way. But if you walk it with clarity. He lifted the tablet, pointing at the bounty, 1,000,000 sola. Then if Su Wanjun wants to move against you, the price will have to rise 100-fold. Ning Fan was tempted. Though he had no idea what lay along this path, he knew one thing. Whatever direction he chose, how could he be sure it wasn't a dead end? 100-fold increase in worth? He didn't care much about the bounty itself. What mattered was the message hidden in Wen Shiyuan's words. If he walked this road to its end, perhaps he would earn the right to stand across from Su Wanjun as an equal. Not truly equal perhaps. But at least he would no longer be so small before him. What road? At last Ning Fan asked. When Shiyuan produced a map. This map, even in the central zone, fewer than 5 people have ever seen it. He pointed to a red-marked area on the far right. Here. This is where the road begins. Ning Fan's gaze locked on the parchment. It encompassed the entire District F, marked with colors but no words. The most startling thing was when Shiyuan's claim. Fewer than 5 in the central zone had seen it. What did these markings mean? This place is called Wildwind Pass, Wen Shiyuan said before Ning Fan could ask. Su Wanjun's reach does not extend here. Ning Fan looked up. It doesn't belong to District F? It does, Wen Shiyuan replied. But not entirely. The border, Ning Fan murmured. Exactly. The border. Wen Shiyuan nodded. Its geography makes Wildwind Pass a no-man's land. Without rules or governance it is chaotic. And though District F has a presence, it is weak. District G thrives here. So if you choose Wildwind Pass, be ready to be bullied by outsiders first. Ning Fan fell into thought. After a pause he asked quietly, Professor Wen, this road you speak of, is it to help District F seize control of Wildwind Pass? A clever child. You see it at once. When Shiyuan smiled. A hole in the house must be patched or the heart cannot rest. Ning Fan studied the red-marked region. It lay at the junction of 3 districts, E, F, and G. If District G truly dominated it, then should they harbor designs against District F, a direct incursion was possible. That thought unsettled him. If G holds such advantage, surely they've already schemed? When Shiyuan had said, the central zones balance the outsiders. Which meant the districts were far from harmonious. So why had G not pressed their advantage? Was killing Li Jiang easy? When Shiyuan suddenly asked. Ning Fan blinked. The topic had shifted abruptly. We're talking about Wildwind Pass. Why bring up Li Jiang? Think carefully about what happened in District F-27. Did you notice nothing strange? Ning Fan frowned. Strange? Killing Li Jiang easy? Then it struck him. The subzone defenses. Too weak? Precisely. When Shiyuan nodded. Most subzones have only monitors, executors, and scattered guards. Don't you think something is missing? The District Defense Army. Ning Fan exclaimed. Yes. He had never thought about it before. But now it was glaring. The defense armies of the subzones. When Xu Yuan's finger rested again on the red-marked region. Are all here. Ning Fan's eyes widened. The Central Zone knew the importance of Wildwind Pass. They knew District F was at a disadvantage. They couldn't ignore it. But they couldn't attack either. To do so would signal war to the other districts. The thought alone was suffocating. They couldn't move. They couldn't ignore. So the defense armies were left to stagnate here. The Central Zone suffered for it. Now Ning Fan understood. If he could wrest control of Wildwind Pass, he would solve a festering wound for the Central Zone. And then if Su Wanjun wanted to move against him, he would have to think twice. But surely the Central Zone has sent many before me? Ning Fan asked. Yes. They died. Or endured until they grew accustomed. When Xuyun did not soften the truth. That is why I said, I don't know your choice nor where this road will lead you. Ning Fan stared at the map, lost in thought. He never believed himself special. So many had failed, why should he succeed? Yet now this path seemed the only one left. And if he could walk through Wildwind Pass into the Central Zone, perhaps those distant dreams would draw closer. The road is here. How you walk it is yours to decide. When Xuyuan rose, taking the metal case. I won't take your medicine for nothing. Tell me what you need, I'll have it prepared. I need a car. When Ning Fan lifted his eyes again when Xuyuan knew, he had chosen. A car? Simple. But worth far less than that medicine. It's enough. Ning Fan's voice was quiet. If I can gain a foothold in Wildwind Pass, I'll manage the rest myself. If I can't, then anything I carry will only be stolen. When Xuyuan nodded in agreement. Very well. I wish you safe travels. And I thank you. With his decision made, Ning Fan felt lighter. He stretched, smiling wryly. The hard part will be telling Kaijie she must return with you. You fear her more than me? Truly. Ning Fan nodded firmly. If she's angry, she'll strangle me. Somewhere in District F. A damp, shadowed room. Rats half a meter long scurried across the floor, their squeals sharp enough to make the scalp crawl. In the corner slumped a man, both legs shattered, his face crusted with dried blood. Every few seconds he managed a weak, ragged breath. The door opened. Dim light spilled in, forcing him to shut his eyes. Clang. An iron bowl clattered before him, filled with a foul-smelling liquid. Heh. Dinner time, young master. So what, you mean to drive me away? At the entrance of the fine dining hall, when Kai clenched her fists, her beautiful face flushed with anger. Her breath came fast, chest rising and falling like stormy waves. Across the road, the three members of the House of Wild Dogs sat quietly in a row, obediently silent, none daring to intervene. No, Kaijie, listen to me. Ning Fan was truly flustered. Against Wen Shiyuan's formidable aura, he could hold his ground. But before when Kaijie, Professor Wen said your mother misses you, wants you to come home. Go to hell. My mother's been dead for years. When Kai snapped, her voice sharp as a whip. Can't you show me some respect? Do you think I'm brainless? Before spinning such lies, couldn't you at least ask my father first? Ning Fan scratched his head awkwardly, sneaking a glance at Wen Xun. The older man coughed lightly, then suddenly pulled out his phone. Hello? Yes, it's me, Wen Xun. He walked away, speaking into the receiver. Across the way, Su Ben gnawed on a pig bone and muttered, that old man's useless. When Kai's eyes were red as she glared at Ning Fan. What did my father really say to you? Nothing. Ning Fan sighed. He knew Wen Xiyun wouldn't help him now. Straightening, he said solemnly, Kaijie, go back with him. When Kai pressed her lips together, silent. Ning Fan licked his lips, forcing a bitter smile. Before, I didn't know your background. I thought you needed me to protect you. But no. I know you don't. Who asked for your protection? Do you think I'm just a vase to be admired? Her anger flared. Ning Fan shook his head. No. I know you're strong, maybe stronger than me. But we're wild dogs. When Kai froze, we struggle just to survive. You're different. You bastard. She cut him off, voice low and trembling. Even if District F-27 collapses, no one dares touch me. But why do you think I came out here with you? Ningfan said nothing. Ningfan, you're a damn fool. Her eyes brimmed with tears. Go wherever the hell you want. I'm done. She spun on her heel and stormed away. When Shiyuan, phone in hand, watched silently. Only after she left did he turn back, passing Ningfan with a sigh. Thank you, child. I'll go talk to her. Ningfan looked up. Professor Wen. Yes. Finished your call already? When Shiyuan faltered, then gave a wry smile. Don't laugh at me. Truth is, I don't dare provoke her either. Kaijia. I leave her to you. Ningfan's voice was heavy with sorrow. When Shiyuan chuckled softly. You said you weren't sure if you liked her. But to me, Xiaokai is the one I cherish most. Above all else. He patted Ningfan's shoulder. Child, don't die. Ningfan met his gaze and nodded. Without another word, when Shiyuan hurried after his daughter. The three from the House of Wild Dogs finally approached. You're really not taking her? Su Ben gnawed at the bare bone. Did that old man scare you off? Ningfan shook his head. Su Ben opened his mouth again, but Ningfan cut him off, looking at them gravely. The Tri-Union has put a bounty on me. All three stiffened, their faces darkening. 1 million sola. Dad, you're really disappointing. When Kai sat on the steps, eyes swollen red, head bowed. When Shun sat beside her without care for his dignity, offering a handkerchief. I always thought you were open-minded. That whatever I wanted to do, you'd support me. Her voice was soft, trembling. Back in the Central Zone, my friends were all married off to men they didn't love. Afterward, they drifted away from me. I knew they weren't happy. I thought I'd be different, that I could choose my own life. Because you always told me you'd never use me as a bargaining chip. She lifted her head, eyes misty, lips quivering. I really do like him. I know. When Shiyuan sighed. You don't. Her voice was faint. You're powerful. When Zhang Wenchun locked me up, he didn't dare touch me because he feared you. You think that even without Ningfan I'd never be in danger. So even though he risked his life to save me in your eyes, it was nothing. A pointless gesture. When Shiyuan nodded. Not pointless. I'm not blind to gratitude. I can see his care for you. But perhaps from where I stand, it doesn't move me. Yes. You stand too high. Whatever you want, people rush to help. So you can't truly feel what it means when someone risks themselves for you. When Kai gave a sorrowful smile. I haven't known Ningfan long. Do you know why I like him? I'm curious, when Shiyuan said softly. Yi Liang of the Thousand Souls, you know him? When Shiyuan stiffened. One of the Dark Lodge's 3 generals? Yes. Him. Her gaze hardened. He nearly killed me. When Shiyuan's eyes narrowed. He hadn't known this. When Yi Liang took Su Bei, he broke through District F-27's wall. 1 man entered, 2 left. No one dared stop him. Her brows furrowed. He struck at me. When Shiyuan clenched his fists, fury rising. His daughter, almost killed, and he hadn't even known. Dad, not everyone checks my background before raising a hand against me. She looked toward where Ningfan had stood. That time he stepped in front of me. I saw his back, and thought this boy looks so damn heroic. When Shiyuan turned his gaze as well. Though Ningfan was gone, his eyes grew thoughtful. He didn't know who I was. And I'm certain he didn't like me. But he stood there anyway. Maybe it was youthful recklessness. Her lips curved unconsciously. But that defiance, that courage, it drew me in. When Shiyuan was silent for a long time. He felt a chill. Perhaps without Ningfan he would have already lost his most precious daughter. If you'd told me sooner, I might have spoken to him differently. He rose slowly, bracing his knees. But I still won't change my decision. Wen Kai frowned. I know what you're thinking, Wen Shiyuan said gently. Yes, I could take him to the central zone. I don't fear Su Wanjun. If I protect him, Su Wanjun won't touch him. But afterward? His eyes narrowed. If I keep him in our home shielded, never leaving the central zone, will he still have that fire that drew you to him? Wen Kai froze. If he agreed, I'd go to him now, offer it. But from that moment he'd be nothing more than a pet, kept only to please my daughter. After a long silence, Wen Kai whispered, he wouldn't agree. I think so too. Wen Shiyuan drew her into his arms. So don't let your feelings dull his edge. He gazed into the distance. Wait for him to come to you. I know I sound a little sentimental saying this, but the matter is serious. I want your opinion. Outside the fine dining hall, Ning Fan looked gravely at the three. Su Wanjun's target is me. If you stay at my side, you'll be dragged into it as well. Finished farting? Qiao Fei arched a brow. So where to next? Ning Fan gave a bitter smile, glancing at the other two. Huizi pulled a long face, glaring at him. You insult us a bit too harshly. Su Ben finally tossed away the pig bone he'd been gnawing. What are you staring at me for? If they're not leaving, how could I? That'd make me look like a dog. Even if I have to grit my teeth, I'll follow. Ning Fan laughed. He had expected this outcome, but hearing them say it aloud still warmed him deeply. All right. No more words. His voice was firm. We rest today. Tomorrow morning we set out. Where? Wildwind Pass. That night the group slept soundly for once. All except Ning Fan. In his dreams, Sword Worryless chased him endlessly with a blade. He had grown used to it, so much so that waking naturally now felt strange. After breakfast, when Shiyuan arrived. This car, will it do? He pointed to the vehicle parked outside. Spacious, armored with layers of iron plating, sturdy if not elegant. Ning Fan judged it practical enough. He understood Wen Shiyuan's intent. In troubled times, better not to draw attention. Thank you, Professor Wen. He was satisfied. One more thing before you leave. Wen Shiyuan waved casually. Xiaokai told me yesterday, some of your friend's weapons are with her. Qiao Fei and Huizi's eyes flickered. I had men fetch them overnight from District F-27. The spirits inside, I can extract them for you. Ning Fan was moved. Though when Kai hadn't come, she had remembered. Give me the weapons. When Shiyuan extended his hand. Ning Fan nodded to Qiao Fei and Huizi. They belonged to Old Duan and Wang Yi. The two understood, handing over the Tang blade and dagger. Ning Fan had learned enough about spirit attendants to know. Sword Worryless was not one. Those weapons weren't suited to his broken sword. Wait here. When Shiyuan took the weapons. From the car, his men unloaded a tall instrument over a meter high. He began operating it before their eyes. What struck them was this. Spirit attendants were forbidden within districts. Yet here monitors stood nearby, not to stop him but to seal off the street, barring all entry. From Wen Shiyuan's words yesterday, Ning Fan now understood why. Brother Chuan had once said, spirit attendants were the lower city's deepest secret. The ban was meant to deceive the upper city. But the truer reason was control. With the defense armies withdrawn, if spirit attendants were allowed, monitors and executors alone could never manage. An hour passed before the machine stilled. Wen Shiyuan wiped sweat from his brow, muttering, a chief researcher of the central zone, reduced to extracting spirits myself. It wasn't that Wen Kai was unwilling, only that the device was his invention. His hands ensured far greater success. He returned the weapons. The two could feel subtle changes within them. When Shiyuan dabbed his forehead. Xiaokai asked me to tell you, Lin Chuan will help search. And about your mother. I'll make inquiries too. Ning Fan's heart warmed again. In short, Xiao Kai says, live well. Don't let her efforts be wasted. I know. Ning Fan nodded firmly. All right. Off with you. He dismissed them with a wave. Ning Fan didn't hesitate. He and the three boarded the car. Hui Zi took the wheel, driving toward the district wall. Wen Xiuyuan turned, intending to report to Wen Kai. But his phone rang. This time for real. Old Wen, I've got word. 2 squads from the Dark Lodge headed your way last night. By now they should be close. Everything all right? The voice was familiar, a friend. Wen Xiuyuan's face darkened, his eyes flashing cold. Is the intel certain? I saw them myself. You tell me. Fine. I understand. His voice dropped. Don't worry. I'll handle it. Old Wen, Su Wanjuan's getting bolder. I swear I'm tempted to strike him down myself. That's not my business. I'm just a researcher. He deflected. Enough. Goodbye. He hung up, thought briefly, then dialed again. Commander Su. Well. Professor Wen. You've been calling me often lately. This time Wen Xiuyuan called Su Wanjun directly. I hear 2 of your squads are headed my way. No wasted words. Su Wanjun paused, then laughed. Not at all. My men have no reason to run to the central zone. I'm not in the central zone. Wen Xiuyuan's tone was steel. You know where I am. Don't play dumb. Su Wanjun fell silent. Call them back. What's this, Professor Wen? Su Wanjuan's voice hardened. You protecting him? Yes. Protecting him. Wen Xiuyuan spoke plainly. Do the 3 words Wen Xiuyuan carry weight with Commander Su? Enough. And not enough. Su Wanjun sneered. We've no friendship. So you mean, you owe me no courtesy? That's right. Then shall we make one now? Is it too late? How? You'll come drink with me. Have you found your son? The breath on the other end grew heavy. After a long pause, Su Wanjuan's voice was cold. You know where Xiao Bei is? I don't. Damn you, mocking me? I don't know where he is. But I have a method. Perhaps it can give you clues. Wen Xiuyuan's tone was calm. When Yi Liang lost your son, what did he say? Su Wanjun dropped the banter. He said 3,000 soul experts intercepted him. Do you believe that? Wen Xiuyuan scoffed. In all District F, only a handful could field 3,000 souls. Why would they abduct your son? Su Wanjun held firm. Yi Liang has followed me for over 10 years. Commander Su, if you truly trusted him, you wouldn't measure loyalty in years. Wen Xiuyuan recalled Wen Kai's words yesterday. His eyes grew cold. You don't trust him. Recently, I've developed an instrument. It can capture lingering spirit energy in the wild. Where 4,000 souls clashed, even after time passes, the energy remains. His smile turned chilling. So, Commander Su, will you let Yi Liang take you to the site? Use my device. See if there truly was a battle to shake the heavens and stir the ghosts. Su Wanjun ground his teeth. Yi Liang has no reason to betray me. Commander Su. Wen Xiuyuan gave a cold laugh. I'm not your kin, nor do I meddle in your family affairs. I merely offered a way to ease your doubts. You needn't treat me with such suspicion. Besides, you don't need to explain to me why General Yi Liang would or wouldn't betray you. That's for you to investigate and judge. Of course I'll say this. Commander Su, you don't truly trust him. Otherwise, your words would have been Yi Liang cannot betray me, not he has no reason to betray me. You weren't absolute. That means you already harbor suspicion. Even before I called, you were doubting him. Leaning casually against the wall, Wen Xiuyuan looked more relaxed than before. So, shall I lend you my instrument, help rebuild trust in your household? On the other end, Su Wanjun panted heavily, then let out a harsh laugh. And if I refuse? His grin twisted. All this talk just to make me release that boy. Why should I fall for your trick? Wen Xiuyuan frowned. Su Wanjun was mad but not easily fooled. Wen Shiyuan had thought using his son's disappearance as leverage would force compliance. With Su Bei missing and no leads, any clue should have been irresistible. But if that's all, I'll hang up. Professor Wen, give my regards to the Central Chief. Su Wanjun felt pleased to have regained some ground. Commander Su, truly no room for negotiation? Wen Shiyuan's tone shifted. What now? Planning to turn hostile? Then hostile it is. Wen Shiyuan's voice was flat. That boy, I'll protect him. That's my stance. Su Wanjuan's fury simmered. You think you can? I think I can. Wen Shiyuan's voice was calm. I'm a researcher. I command no troops. But I know many who do. Su Wanjuan's grip tightened on the phone until it creaked. Wen Shiyuan's voice grew softer, sharper. Commander Su, you've made many enemies over the years. They're all waiting for the Central Chief's signal. And whether he nods or not, I can whisper in his ear. Damn you. Su Wanjun snarled. You think one word from Wen Shiyuan can sway the chief? Why not test it? Wen Shiyuan sneered. Rumors say the chief and I are so close it's as if I sold him my soul. Commander Su, we're of similar age. I've no right to lecture you, but take this as advice. His eyes narrowed. A great tree draws the wind. Even the strongest tree falls, whether cut down or rotted at the root. Su Wanjun said nothing. Wen Shiyuan smiled again as if their clash had never happened. Let's return to the instrument. I truly think you should try it. That boy, what is he to you? Su Wanjuan's voice was low. Wen Shiyuan thought for a moment. No relation to me. But my daughter likes him. In the wilderness, Huizi drove. The three sat in the back. Qiao Fei handed Ning Fan his phone. What did Brother Song say? Ning Fan asked. Qiao Fei's eyes held worry but also relief. He said he'll look after Qiao Yu. After returning from the Seoul Basin to District F21, Qiao Yu had been placed under Chu Hongbao's care. Now, with their journey to Wildwind Pass uncertain, Qiao Fei had asked Song Kai for help. Song Kai hadn't hesitated. Perhaps because his own son had become one of the twisted, he understood. In this car, Ning Fan's mother was missing, Su Ben's father had gone to the upper city, Qiao Fei's sister was safe. As for Huizi, he seemed born from stone itself. Together they were free of burdens, ready for Wildwind Pass. Ning Fan, that old man, said Wildwind Pass isn't under District F's control. We'll have to swallow our pride, Huizi muttered as he drove. But if someone bullies us, do we really endure it? Ning Fan knew nothing of Wildwind Pass, nor what awaited them. If we can endure, we endure. He thought aloud. District F has sent many before us, none turned the tide. First we learn. And if we can't endure? Huizi pressed. Ning Fan gazed out the window, then smiled. Then we fight. That's the spirit. Huizi grinned. 2 hours later, Qiao Fei studied the map. This spot is marked dangerous. Advises detour. The map was left by Wen Shiyuan, not the one shown in the restaurant. Then we detour. Ning Fan decided. Before Wildwind Pass, avoid conflict and waste. All right. Huizi, take the left road. Got it. Big Ben, what are you staring at? Ning Fan noticed Su Ben silent in the passenger seat, eyes fixed on the rearview mirror. 2 cars. Been tailing us. Just turned away. Ning Fan glanced back. Saw nothing. You sure? I didn't notice. Huizi asked. Su Ben nodded firmly. I'm sure. My eyes are sharp. Tri-Union Cooperation Zone. Su Wanjuan's residence. You've worked hard, Yi Liang. Su Wanjun lounged in a wide chair, legs crossed. Yi Liang knelt before him. It was my duty. His body was smeared with green ichor, blood of some beast. His clothes torn in several places. This beast tide will end in 3 days. Then you can rest. Su Wanjuan's tone was gentle. Yi Liang bowed. As long as the skywall remains intact, my exhaustion is nothing. By finest general. You've done well, set an example for the men. Then without warning Su Wanjun asked. By the way, where did you say Xiaobei was taken? Yi Liang's body trembled. Head lowered, his eyes hid their tension. Near Chaos Ridge. Oh. Su Wanjun picked up a map and tossed it before him. Mark the spot. Guided by the precise markings on the map, the group encountered several beasts along the way, but none posed serious trouble. If anyone was exhausted, it was Su Ben. He had dealt with nearly all of the creatures himself. After all, he was the one who had eaten the fine dishes. Those with strength must shoulder the burden. You lot can't move a muscle. Leaving me to slaughter everything alone? I'm worn out here. Su Ben grumbled, gnawing on a chicken leg. You're ranged. Less risk, Qiao Fei replied coolly. From the driver's seat, Huizi added without turning his head, and you're 100 soul level. Isn't it your job to look after us? Su Ben scowled but kept eating. Through a mouthful of food he muttered to Ning Fan, you're the captain. Aren't you going to say something? I'm thinking. Later. Ning Fan's tone was serious. Su Ben studied him carefully. Thinking about what? Later. Damn. Su Ben realized Ning Fan truly wasn't going to intervene. After 5 days of hard travel, they finally felt the nearness of Wildwind Pass. Finally. Huizi rolled his neck, aching from days at the wheel. Another stretch and we'll run out of fuel. Ahead lay a forest. The trees of the lower city reeked of rot, lifeless and decayed. Once we're through, it won't be far, Qiao Fei said, weariness etched on his face. Unlike the wilderness they had crossed before, this was unfamiliar territory. Even at rest they had to stay alert. Beasts were not the real concern. It was people. The closer they drew to Wildwind Pass, the greater the chance of encountering them. The forest whispered with eerie sounds. Wind or beasts, none could tell. The gloom pressed down, heavy and strange. No one needed to say it aloud. From now on, vigilance was everything. At last the car broke free of the trees. Weapons were already in hand, every one of them ready. When Shiyuan had warned them, Wildwind Pass had no order. They raised their guard to the highest level. Better to be jumpy than careless. And then they saw it. Ahead loomed a stone pillar so vast its top was lost to the sky. To call it a pillar seemed wrong. Its diameter stretched 20-30 kilometers at least. From this distance they could still see its shape. What is that? Huizi's voice trembled. It was colossal. Qiao Fei checked the map. The detailed markings ended here. Only 3 words remained. Wildwind Pass. So this is it? Qiao Fei whispered. Since we're here, let's see for ourselves, Ning Fan said, calm despite the awe in his chest. They drove closer. Soon the pillar's immensity swallowed their view. They could no longer see its full form, only the walls rising around them. And beneath it, a hollowed space carved by human hands. Like a burrow at the root of a tree. Inside, a thriving settlement. Genius. They live inside the pillar itself. Huizi marveled. Ning Fan had to admit, the builders were clever. The pillar's mass provided vast space. Easier than building a city and no need for walls. Then 3 vehicles rolled out from the pillar, heading straight for them. They're coming for us, Huizi muttered. Wait, Ning Fan said. See what they want first. But all were ready to strike. The cars formed a triangle, boxing them in. Huizi lowered the window. What's the deal, brother? From one car leaned a young man, smiling warmly. Where are you from? District F58. Why? And what brings you here? Just passing through. No one comes here just to pass through. The youth chuckled. Trouble back in your district? Huizi said nothing. The boy's grin didn't fade. Fine. Don't want to say, we won't ask. Everyone here's got a bounty on their head. No need to be so cautious. Then why surround us? Huizi pressed. The youth cleared his throat. Introductions. We dine with Brother Shi. You may not know him, but he's second in command here. He pointed toward the hollowed settlement. We call this District F70. Brother Shi is like a deputy chief. You understand? F70? Huizi raised a brow. Since when did District F have 70 zones? District F doesn't recognize us, of course. The youth's tone was bold. But we name ourselves as we please. They can't stop us. The four in the car exchanged glances. This so-called F70 did not acknowledge District F at all. Anyway, brothers, one last thing. The youth's smile thinned. Are you entering the district? Yes. Why? How many in the car? He craned his neck. Huizi frowned. Why ask? Counting heads. The youth grinned. 10,000 sola per head. Entry fee. Ha ha ha. In a dark, foul-smelling cavern, a man leaned against the wall, gasping. His body was drenched in blood, fresh and dried alike. Around him lay heaps of serpent corpses hacked into pieces. He had rested for hours before forcing himself upright, bracing on trembling arms. He tore open his clothes, bearing a chest crisscrossed with scars old and new. Eyes burning red, he scanned the carnage. Then he laughed. Stubborn bastards. His gaze glowed crimson. With a final chuckle, he bent down and picked up the blade beside him. A scarlet blade. 10,000 per head? Huizi nearly jumped out of his seat. Back at the ghost market, 200 sola per person had already seemed outrageous to him. And here they were demanding 10,000? Are you insane, or do you think we're fools? I'm not insane and you're not fools. The young man curled his lip. That's the price. Been this way for years. Huizi turned toward Ning Fan inside the car. Ning Fan thought for a moment, then lowered the rear window. Brother, that's steep. 10,000 per person, we can't afford it. Don't joke. Anyone who comes here might be trouble, but never poor. The youth laughed. Don't be stingy. A few tens of thousands for safe entry, comfort inside. It's cheap. We really don't have it. Ning Fan gave a bitter smile. We're refugees. How could we carry that kind of money? The young man's smile vanished. His eyes swept over their vehicle. This car can count as one head. Damn, you want everything? Should I sell you my underwear too? Huizi snapped. Ah, who'd want that? You've already worn it. Though joking, the youth's eyes gleamed cold. So, you really won't pay? I'll pay you. Huizi was about to curse, but Ning Fan pressed a hand to his shoulder. It calmed him, reminding him of Ning Fan's earlier warning. Endure if you can. Only when you can't endure, then strike. Brother, cut us some slack. Like you said, no decent folk come here. Ning Fan smiled. The youth sneered at Huizi. You're not even the one in charge. Why yap at me? Huizi's chest heaved, teeth grinding, but he forced himself to stay silent. You're the one in charge? The youth looked at Ning Fan. More or less. Small matters I decide. Good. The youth leaned further out. His eyes lit up when he saw Qiao Fei's calm face in the back. 4 people. 2,000 each. That's 20,000. He had already counted Huizi and Su Ben in front. Now seeing the man and woman behind, he knew the total. 20,000. Before Ning Fan could answer, the youth continued. The car counts as 10. The girl pays nothing. So 20 total. Pay and follow us in. Ning Fan glanced at him, then at the other cars. He smiled. All right. He pulled out 2 stacks of cash. Ning Fan, you're really giving him that? Even the car? And what's this about the girl not paying? You don't get it. Huizi muttered darkly. It's fine. Ning Fan's voice was calm. Beside him, Qiao Fei said, Listen to the captain. Huizi fell silent, though his anger simmered. The youth mocked. No wonder you're just the driver. Learn from your boss. Ning Fan stepped out with the money. The young man grinned, opening his door to meet him. Ning Fan handed over the sola. Here. The youth laughed. Smart man. Once inside, I'll look after Big Ben. Fire. Before the words left his mouth, Ning Fan's face hardened. His command was sharp. Su Ben didn't care who it was. If Ning Fan said fire, he fired. From the passenger window, Su Ben swung out the massive crossbow. Spirit attendant. Heavy cannon. Boom. One car erupted, hurled into the air in a storm of fire. Huizi had been at his limit. Seeing Ning Fan give the order, he didn't hesitate. Think later. Kill now. His dagger flew straight at the young man. The youth's face twisted. He twisted aside, dodging. The blade sank into the ground. The young man's eyes widened. He tried to summon his spirit, but found himself frozen. The dagger had pierced his shadow. Stand at attention for your father. Huizi roared, leaping from the car. The youth's comrades spilled from their vehicle, ready to help. But Su Ben was already atop their own car, crossbow aimed. Back off, or you'll get blasted too. They had seen the cannon's power. None dared move. From the last car, 2 more men emerged. They began to summon their spirits. 2 shadows flashed. Flat. Flat. Blood mist burst. Both men collapsed, necks spraying crimson. They turned in terror. Qiao Fei flicked blood from her blade. Her tang blade crackled faintly with sparks. It was old Duan's staff, now bound to her weapon, enhancing its strike. Ning Fan's broken sword dripped blood. Second-hand lackeys acting like kings? Huizi tilted his head, chin raised at the frozen youth. Chiefs. We've killed them before. When Xuyuan had said the Central Zone already knew the truth. Even if Ning Fan admitted to killing Li Jiang in District F-27, no one would care. So Huizi felt no restraint. But to the youth the words were terrifying. These outsiders struck without hesitation. Orders were given and blood spilled instantly. He knew few who dared such recklessness upon arrival in Wildwind Pass. Most bent low-weighted learned the rules. But these lunatics were different. Brother, no need for this. The youth forced a smile. We're just trying to survive. Survive, fine. But don't steal from my bowl. Ning Fan stepped closer. The youth's comrades shifted, eyes flickering, ready to act. Qiao Fei moved beside them, blade sparking. Don't move. Or die. Her words froze them. Her decisive strike, Ning Fan's blade, Su Ben's cannon, all had crushed their will. Brother, don't be rash. The youth tried to steady his voice. Kill me and you'll never survive in F-70. Ning Fan smiled. Why? Are you the Prince of F-70? I told you already, I work for Brother Shi. The young man tried to defend himself. Ning Fan sighed, then turned to Qiao Fei. Fei Jia. Kill one. Without hesitation, Qiao Fei's tang blade flashed, and another man fell lifeless. The young man's legs nearly gave out. Only Huizi's dagger pinning his shadow kept him upright. So the second-in-command recruits lackeys with no standards? Ning Fan stood before him, pointing toward the hollowed district of F-70. If he really wanted to collect tolls, would he send you this far out? The youth froze. And Huizi suddenly understood. He had wondered why Ning Fan, who had preached patience on the road, now ordered bloodshed without pause. Now it was clear, Ning Fan had seen through the scam. F-70 may charge entry fees. But not through you. You rushed out here hoping to find easy prey. If someone handed over cash, you'd pocket it. If you met resistance, you'd retreat, wait for the next fat sheep. This isn't your first time, is it? Sweat trickled down the young man's brow. He couldn't deny it. They lived off Wildwind Pass's fearsome reputation. Travelers came wary, cautious. These impostors strutted, demanded money, and vanished before anyone could retaliate. They always hid behind Brother Shi's name. Unless one knew F-70 well, few could expose them. But this boy had seen through it instantly. You've never dealt with real power, have you? Ning Fan's voice was quiet. True leaders guard their image. You eat too greedily. The word struck home. The youth was speechless. His mask ripped away, nothing left to say. Brother, spare us? His voice cracked. We admit defeat. You admit. Did I give you permission to admit? Huizi slapped his face. Weren't you arrogant just now? The youth ignored him, eyes locked on Ning Fan. You're new here. You don't understand F-70. Keep me alive, I can be useful. We don't understand much, that's true. Ning Fan's tone was calm. So I'll ask. You'll answer. If your answer displeases me, one of your men dies. Agreed. No. The youth wanted to scream. But what choice did he have? 3 cars reduced to 3 men. He had no leverage left. Fine. He nodded, resigned. Ask. Is F-70 the Wild Wind Pass itself? No, his answer was quick. This is only the outskirts. Most inside are District F people. How far to the true Wild Wind Pass? About 50 kilometers. And Brother Shi, what is he? He really is deputy chief. But we don't know him personally. Who's the chief? Yang Kickoff. Ning Fan stiffened. From District G? Yes. The House of Wild Dogs exchanged grim looks. When Shiyuan had warned them District F was weak here. But this week? Even within F's claimed territory, the highest authority was from another district. No wonder the Central Zone found Wild Wind Pass such a headache. And Brother Shi? He's from District G too. No. He's District F. The youth answered quickly, afraid to hesitate. Entry really costs money? Yes. 5,000 per person. Damn. 5,000 each. Yet you tried to charge us 10. Huizi snarled. The youth stayed silent. Caught red-handed, what could he say? Any rules inside? Almost none. His eyes flickered. Except one. You cannot kill District G people. Ning Fan frowned. You can kill District F folk, at worst a few days in confinement. But kill someone from District G. The guard will come. What kind of trouble? I don't know. But few survive once taken. Pathetic. Huizi laughed bitterly, though his eyes burned. And if a District G man provokes us? You still can't kill him. So we endure? If you want to live, yes. Huizi's fists clenched, face dark with rage. What is the guard? Ning Fan pressed. Yang Kickoff's personal troops. Mostly District G men. And Brother Shi has no force? He does. But weaker than the guard. The guard, do they all have spirit attendants? Most of them. And Yang Kickoff himself? Not sure. But they say he's high-level 100 soul. Ning Fan understood. Unlike District F's scheming chiefs, Yang Kickoff ruled with raw strength. In chaos, words meant little. Power was everything. After a few more questions, Ning Fan had a rough picture of F-70. Much remained unknown. Only inside could he learn more. Brother, I've told you all I know. Spare us. The youth's fear had eased, replaced by desperate hope. Huizi looked at Ning Fan. One word and he'd snap the man's neck. Ning Fan was silent. The wait was torture for the youth and his 2 surviving comrades. Their lives no longer their own. All right. Ning Fan nodded. Get in the car. Huizi blinked. Qiao Fei frowned, puzzled. Su Ben simply stowed the crossbow and sat back down. The youth was stunned. Be brother, you. Feijia, take that car. Ning Fan pointed to one of their vehicles. Qiao Fei nodded, climbed in and started the engine. Ning Fan entered the young man's car himself. Let's go. Time to see the district. The youth was dazed. He hadn't expected mercy. He'd already given up hope. What are you waiting for? Ning Fan raised a brow. Brother Hui, pull your dagger out. The young man drove, sneaking glances at Ning Fan through the rearview mirror. Ning Fan rested his broken sword across his lap, eyes fixed on the passing scenery. Beside him, one of the men kept exchanging looks with the driver. There were 3 of them in this car. If they struck now, they might seize Ning Fan and use him to threaten the others in the convoy. With the team's leader at their mercy, perhaps even the one with the massive crossbow would hesitate to fire. The young man's eyes flickered with hesitation. It was a rare chance. But if they failed, there would be no way out. Either drive properly or make your move, Ning Fan said softly. Don't waste time wavering. His words made all three stiffen, hearts pounding. The driver forced a smile. Brother, I don't understand what you mean. Better if you don't. Ning Fan's gaze never left the window. I've given you a way to live. Treasure it. The young man pressed his lips together and drove on in silence. Soon the three cars reached the gates of F70. Compared to the district gates of the major zones, this one was laughable. Two sheets of iron crudely bolted together. Old Hu, open up, the young man shouted out the window. The gate creaked open. Several guards grinned at him. Little bastard, how'd it go? How much did you swindle? The young man's face flushed. Jealous? Want a cut? Ha! You paid before you left. Even I'm not shameless enough to skim more. Old Hu chuckled, clearly familiar with him. Why the new car? They had left with 3 vehicles and returned with 3, but one was different. Picked it up. One of ours broke down, the young man muttered. You sly brat. You'll scam anything. Old Hu laughed, cursing lightly. The young man ignored him, pressing the accelerator and driving inside. Qiao Fei and Hui Zi followed without trouble. Ning Fan's group had saved themselves 20,000 in tolls. Brother, where to? The young man asked once inside, no longer daring to resist. I don't know this place. We need somewhere to stay. Ning Fan's voice was calm. Take us to your home. The driver stiffened, forcing a strained smile. Brother, my place is small, filthy. No matter. I've slept in worse. I'm not picky. Ning Fan patted his shoulder lightly. Just a few days. You don't mind, do you? The young man's eyes betrayed his turmoil. He noticed the other 2 cars flanking his own, ready to strike at the slightest move. On the left, the crossbow was already mounted, aimed. He dared not gamble. He regretted everything, regretted provoking these men at all. Brother, will you let us go? His voice was hoarse. I can pay for my life. I already said I won't kill you. No need to buy it. Ning Fan's tone was flat. The young man frowned deeply. Can we not go to my house? What, hiding money there? Ning Fan smiled. The driver's face darkened. Beside Ning Fan, one of the men shifted, hands sliding behind his back. Ning Fan's broken sword pierced his thigh. Hands where I can see them. The man's face twisted with pain as he pulled his hand free. Ning Fan didn't glance at him. He looked at the driver instead. Family at home? The young man's heart lurched. My sister. How old? 8. Parents. Dead. So just the 2 of you? Yes. You're afraid I'll hurt her? Yes. If you don't act stupid, I won't touch her. Ning Fan's voice was quiet. What you've done has nothing to do with her. The young man clenched his teeth. After a long pause, he whispered, Brother, it was our fault before. If you must punish someone, take it out on me. Fine. Ning Fan nodded. Take us to your home. 20 minutes later, the car turned into a narrow alley. The stench was overwhelming, worse than Ning Fan's old neighborhood. Garbage piled high, the road uneven and broken. At the alley's end, the young man stopped. Ning Fan saw rows of crumbling shacks. Brother, maybe we can talk again, the driver began. Ning Fan cut him off. Do you think I'm too kind? The young man froze. Then sighed, pointing to a dilapidated hut. That's my house. Out. Ning Fan stepped down. Hui Zi and the others followed. The young man's face twisted with pain. He knew he had missed his last chance to resist. All he could do now was pray these killers had principles. Ning Fan, why keep him? Hui Zi whispered, puzzled. We need a guide. Ning Fan replied. He'll do. Before Hui Zi could argue, Ning Fan explained, their scam relied on numbers and bluff. If they had real strength, they wouldn't have been so quiet on the road. The young man opened the door. Brother. A clear voice rang out. His smile was uglier than tears as he crouched, arms open. Yeah, your brother's back. A small girl rushed into his embrace, face bright with joy. But when she saw Ning Fan and the others behind him, her expression turned fearful. Brother, they're my friends. The young man forced a smile, turning to Ning Fan with pleading eyes. Ning Fan stepped forward, crouching to meet her gaze. What's your name, little one? I'm Chiyu. Pretty name. Ning Fan smiled, ruffling her hair. We're your brother's friends. We'd like to stay here a few days. Is that all right? Chiyu looked nervously at her brother. He licked his dry lips, forcing a smile. Yeah, don't be afraid. They're not bad people. The house was small, only 2 rooms inside and out. Once Ning Fan and his companions entered, the space felt crowded. Sit wherever. The young man tried to host them carefully. Ning Fan chose a corner seat. Chiyu's eyes darted nervously, her unease plain to everyone. Yeah, go inside, the young man coaxed. But the girl clung to his sleeve. Be good. Brother needs to talk with his friends. When we're done, I'll buy you a chicken leg. Bring me 2 as well, Su Ben chimed in. Sure. The young man blinked at him, bewildered. Chiyu pursed her lips, blinked her big eyes twice, then nodded firmly and ran into the room. The young man and his 2 companions grew tense. Especially the one Ning Fan had stabbed in the leg. Though he'd wrapped the wound to hide it from Chiyu, blood still seeped through. What's your name? Ning Fan asked. Your sister's Chiyu. And you? Chi Huan. Ah, cheerful names for siblings, Huizi remarked. Chi Huan didn't smile. Ning Fan's group could relax. He could not. You can see my home is small. It really can't fit you all. Chi Huan struggled. I could find you a better place. But Ning Fan's gaze silenced him. The rest of his words died in his throat. How long have you been running this scam? Ning Fan asked. Chi Huan deflated. 2 years, give or take. So long you must have saved plenty. Why not move? Save? There's nothing to save. Chi Huan gave a bitter smile. Every trip out we pay the guards first. Whether we scam anyone or not, that fee is mandatory. So if you fail, you lose outright? Yes. 10,000 each time. Not cheap. If we don't pay, why would the guards open the gate and let us play our act? Chi Huan had stopped resisting. With your rates, you should still profit, Huizi said curiously. 10,000 per head. Everything else is pure gain. Not so easy. Chi Huan sighed. We don't dare press the strong. Even the timid haggle us down. In the end, 2,000 or 3,000 per person at best. 2 years and no trouble? There's been trouble. But never like today. Chi Huan's fear of Ning Fan was obvious. When we meet hard cases, we kneel, knock our heads, take a few kicks, and it's over. His 2 brothers lowered their heads, ashamed. Huizi was stunned. He'd suspected they lacked skill. But he hadn't imagined they were this pathetic. You don't hate us for killing your men? Ning Fan raised a brow. Chi Huan thought, then shook his head. No. Why not? Strength decides who lives. His eyes reddened. Eating this kind of meal, you know trouble will come sooner or later. Then why keep at it? What else? We have to live. Chi Huan glanced toward the room. Someone at home needs food. Fair enough. Ning Fan's voice was quiet. We struck hard because you provoked us. Against enemies, mercy is wasted. Huizi smirked. That sounds familiar. Ning Fan ignored him. But I said I wouldn't kill you. As long as you behave, I won't break my word. He gestured toward the door. So don't fear. Chi Huan nodded numbly. I won't. Good. We'll stay here for now. Once we understand F-70 better, we'll move on. Brother, why did you come here? The wounded man asked curiously. Passing through. Ningfan smiled. I speak civilly to you, but that doesn't mean we're close. Don't pry. The man fell silent. Ningfan turned back to Qi Huan. Any stable work here for us? Qi Huan blinked. You want jobs? We need to eat. With your strength. Qi Huan hesitated. Ningfan chuckled. What, you think our strength is wasted if we don't scam like you? Qi Huan forced a smile. I thought you asked so much because you wanted to take over. You think too much. Huizi sneered. Keep your racket if you want. We won't steal your scraps. This line of work isn't for us. Qi Huan heard the mockery but didn't mind. He'd already laid bare his shame. What were a few insults more? We can't keep at it anyway, he admitted. Our men are gone. Who's left to scare? Afraid Ningfan would grow impatient, Qi Huan quickly shifted the topic. With your strength you could join the hunting grounds. Hunting grounds? Yes. Qi Huan pointed east. Yang Kickoff recruits strong fighters year-round to hunt beasts at Raven Lake. The beasts can be exchanged for points. Points? What's that? Huizi blurted. In F-70, points matter more than Sola, Qi Huan explained quickly. Most goods require points. Some need both points and Sola. Ningfan understood at once. Yang Kickoff needed manpower. Points were his invention to bind them. Without points, newcomers with money could idle. But with points, Sola's value was weakened. To live well, you had to earn points. Over time, points would replace Sola as currency. And to earn points, you had to join Yang Kickoff's hunting teams. A simple, effective system of control. And your scam, does it earn points? Huizi asked. Of course not. We hide behind Brother Shi's name, bluffing outsiders. If we're not arrested, we're lucky. Points? Impossible. Qi Huan laughed bitterly. We buy food with Sola. Enough to survive. Why need points? There's one thing I've wondered. Ningfan rested his chin on his hand. This Brother Shi, the deputy chief you mentioned. What role does he play in F-70? Brother Shi. Qi Huan, who had been answering smoothly until now, frowned. Honestly, I don't really know. Some say Brother Shi is the hope of us District F folk, that only with him here can we live in peace. But others say he's nothing more than Yang Kickoff's dog, placed as deputy chief to keep District F people quiet. There are all kinds of stories. Brother, you were right earlier. I've never dealt with men of that level. Ningfan grew more curious. What's his name? Luo Shi. Ningfan pressed for more details, but Qi Huan's answers faltered. He knew little and often fell silent. All right, that's enough for now. Ningfan stretched lazily. Fei Jie, sleep with the child tonight. A little girl shouldn't be crowded in with us men. Then to Qi Huan, we'll squeeze in here. That all right? Qi Huan dared not refuse. Though Qiao Fei was beautiful, her ruthless strike earlier still haunted him. Having her sleep beside Qiyu made him uneasy. Yet through their talk he realized Ningfan's group, though fierce, were not bloodthirsty. As Ningfan had said, if he behaved he'd be safe. Ningfan also learned that Qi Huan's team were all neighbors from this alley. Hungry and desperate, they had banded together to scam outsiders. As Ningfan suspected, the swagger they showed beyond the district was all they had. They lacked the strength to project anything greater. That night, Qiyu emerged from her room, still wary of the strangers. Little one, tonight I'll sleep with you. Let your brother and these stinky men stay outside, all right? Qiao Fei knelt, stroking her hair. Oi, auntie. Qiao Fei's eye twitched. Qi Huan broke into a cold sweat. Call her sister. Qiao Fei smiled. Qiyu blinked nervously. Sister. Good girl. That night they slept in their clothes. Though they knew Qi Huan lacked real power, Ningfan's group remained vigilant even in rest. Qi Huan didn't sleep at all. He lay on the cold floor until the light outside marked dawn. Let's take a look around first, Ning Fan said. He hadn't decided whether to join the hunters. He didn't yet understand the true weight of points. For now, with Sola enough to eat, there was no rush. He would not hurry to Wildwind Pass. First, he would grasp the structure of F70. If he could gather information or advantage here, his path to Wildwind would be steadier. The road ahead would be long. He reminded himself not to rush. Which way to the fine dining hall? Su Ben asked Chi Huan before they left. Chi Huan blinked. Su Ben scowled. Why freeze up? Yesterday you promised chicken legs, never bought them. I starved all night. Ah, sorry brother. Chi Huan hurried out, pointing left. 3 blocks down there's a fried chicken stall. My sister loves it. Good. The group followed his directions. Once they were gone, Chi Huan's 2 surviving comrades whispered. Huan, what now? Chi Huan frowned, silent. The wounded man shoved him. I'm talking to you. The other said, I've got some money left. We could pool it, ask Blind Lu for help. Chi Huan turned to them. Don't. Let it go. What? The wounded man bristled. Just like that. Yes. Chi Huan nodded. I don't want more trouble. You coward, the other spat. Old Shou died for nothing? Chi Huan pressed his lips shut. The wounded man shoved him again. You knelt before, fine. But now men are dead and you still kneel. Chi Huan endured the shoves without anger. You listening? The wounded man jabbed his head. Is it the money? If you won't spend, I'll borrow from Blind Lu myself. It's not about money. Chi Huan glanced toward the room. If it works, fine. If it fails, they'll know where I live. You think only your sister matters? Zhou's family doesn't. Chi Huan met his gaze. After a long silence, he nodded. I live for Yaya. The 2 men's faces darkened. We provoked them. They struck hard. We all knew this risk when we chose this life. If someone dies, don't burden the rest. Chi Huan lowered his head. I've got some money. I'll give it to Zhou's family. Don't stir more trouble. The men stared at him. Fine, Huan. You live clear. The wounded man gritted his teeth. Only you have family. Your Ye is precious. Everyone else's kin can rot. He limped away. The other muttered, selfish bastard, and followed. Chi Huan watched them go, frowning, words caught in his throat. Then the door creaked. Brother, were you fighting? Chi Yu asked timidly. Chi Huan turned, smiling warmly. No, just playing. Brother, those people yesterday, did they bully you? Chi Huan froze, then shook his head quickly. No. They're my friends. Chi Yu relaxed, her innocent smile blooming. That's good. Yeah, why so happy? Her cheeks flushed. I just think, that sister doesn't seem bad. Chi Huan was puzzled. She held me last night. She said she had a younger sister and used to hold her like that. Since Mama and Papa left, no one's held me in so long. It felt warm. Chi Huan stared, then crouched and hugged her. If you like, I'll hold you. You. Chi Yu pushed him away. I don't want you to. Chi Huan looked at her mock disgusted face and laughed from the heart. What? 200 sola for a single chicken leg. Inside the fine dining hall, Su Ben exploded. Why don't you just rob us outright? The 4 of the House of Wild Dogs had just received a harsh lesson in F70's prices. They knew fine dishes were expensive, but here the prices were outrageous. A chicken leg elsewhere cost 30 sola. 40 at most. But here, 200. Su Ben, who never ate fewer than 4 chicken legs in a meal, would spend 800 sola just feeding himself. Even the son of a chief wouldn't dare eat like that. And that was only one man's appetite. Ning Fan and the others, hearing the price, lost all desire to eat. Fine dishes didn't grant immortality. Not worth it. Brother, that's the price in F70, the owner said cheerfully. No road of grace here. To get fine dishes they must be hauled from Wildwind Pass. Transport costs make it fair. Ningfan realized. F70 wasn't a regular district. No road of grace was natural. But the thought stirred his curiosity. Why did the upper city build such roads in every district? Wildwind Pass has them? Ningfan asked. Of course. Not just 1, 3. The owner's eyes gleamed with envy. I've never been, but they say 3 roads of grace bring endless supplies every day. 3. Ningfan's heart tightened. Perhaps Wildwind's importance wasn't just geography. Yes, 3, the owner said. Originally, each of the 3 districts managed 1. But now District G controls 2. And the last one is shared by the other 2? Huizi asked. Shared? No. District E kept its own. District G seized District F's. The owner snorted. District G tried to take all 3. District E refused, fought back, piled corpses by the thousand, and forced G to back down. The more they heard, the heavier their hearts grew. No one in District F stood up? Huizi's face darkened. Bullied and silent? How could they speak? The owner sneered, pointing at the ground. This is still District F land, but District G rules it. At Wildwind, if our people dared show temper, would G allow it? It was true. Chi Huan had said it already. In F70, no one could kill a District G man. That alone showed G's arrogance and F's cowardice. This wasn't weakness, as when Xu Yuan had said. This was spinelessness. Hey, are you eating or not? The owner's tone sharpened. Eat. Expensive or not, I'm starving, Su Ben said, slapping down money. The others didn't stop him. Su Ben was 100 soul level. He'd refused to join the Wolf Alliance, asking only that the House of Wild Dogs keep him fed with fine dishes. To deny him that would be dishonorable. Besides, Su Ben truly treated them as family. Spending family money didn't bother him. 5 legs. Let me taste. The others winced. Ningfan, Huizi, and Xiao Fei left to buy local food instead. When they returned, Su Ben was leaning back, belly round, lips greasy. Not bad. Tasty. He patted his stomach, pointing at one leftover leg. Can I return this? No returns, the owner snapped. Not humane, Su Ben muttered. He turned to his companions. Anyone want it? We're full, Ningfan said with a smile. Then fine. Pack it. The owner wrapped it in oily paper. Just as they prepared to leave, 2 men entered. Tall, broad, blonde-haired, blue-eyed. Their boots struck the floor with sharp clicks, heads held high. 2 lamb chops. For beefsteaks, one said loudly. The owner rushed over. Right away. Anything else? No. On duty. No wine. All right. Lamb 20, beef 15. Total 100. The man tossed 100 sola onto the table. Su Ben, halfway out the door, turned back. Boss, why didn't you say lamb and beef were that cheap? Why the hell did I eat chicken legs? The owner glanced at Su Ben, then at the 2 men. Your prices aren't the same. What do you mean? For them lamb is 20. For you 500. The owner waved him off. Stay in F70 longer. You'll understand. Su Ben bristled, but Ningfan pulled him away. Let's go. They left the hall. But Su Ben's face burned with fury. I get it now, he growled. Ningfan looked at him. District G men, he can't offend them. Even if 100 sola doesn't cover the cost, he must sell at that price. The others understood too. I'm just choking on it. Su Ben glared back at the hall. This rotten place. The leaders are cowards and the people kneel too easily. Rarely did Su Ben rage so fiercely. Enough. What can you change? Huizi clapped his shoulder. Every place has its way of living. Without strength, words are useless. Don't waste anger. But his eyes were heavy too. Captain, what do you think? Xiao Fei asked. Both Su Ben and Huizi turned to Ningfan. First split up. Learn the district. Ning Fan's eyes flickered. All right. The four parted ways. In a dark alley, the lame man watched them scatter. Brother Lu, those are the ones. Behind him stood a middle-aged man in sunglasses. Which is strongest? The one with the crossbow. Then we take him first? All right. Heh. Lu the blind chuckled. What grudge drives you to risk everything just to strike them? The lame man's eyes burned with hatred, but he said nothing. He wouldn't admit the shame. When Xiao Fei killed the man beside him outside the district, he had pissed himself. Even now the stench lingered in his crotch. Separated from the others, Su Ben's face was still dark. Though he knew he wasn't Su Zhang's real son, an orphan without father or mother, he had never been humiliated in his life. From the time he could remember, he had walked sideways through District F21, untouchable. Not that Su Ben enjoyed bullying others. He preferred everyone to laugh together, no one standing above the rest. But today's events had left him burning. It wasn't just anger. It was humiliation. From top to bottom, everyone seemed spineless. Wandering through the alleys, Su Ben realized he had somehow returned to the street where Chi Huan lived. Well, isn't that a coincidence? He muttered, then walked to the end and knocked on the door. Chi Huan opened it, visibly nervous. Benny, you're back? His smile was forced. Su Ben glanced inside. Where's the little girl? Ben, why are you looking for her? Chi Huan asked cautiously. Su Ben pulled out a greasy bundle. Ordered too many chicken legs. Couldn't finish. Give this to her. Chi Huan froze. Don't break promises to children, Su Ben scolded. Adults speak casually, but kids wait all day for it. Chi Huan stared at the chicken leg, mind blank. Take it. What, you think I poisoned it? Su Ben snapped. Oh. Thank you. No thank you, brother. Chi Huan stammered, taking it. He called into the room. Yeah, your big brother Ben brought you a chicken leg. The door opened. Chi ran out, face glowing at the smell. It smells so good. Instead of grabbing it, she bowed properly. Thank you, big brother Ben. I couldn't finish it, that's all. Not like I bought it just for you. Su Ben chuckled. Eat while it's hot. I'm leaving. He turned to go, but Chi Huan grabbed his arm. Ben, you come inside. What for? Su Ben frowned. Chi Huan pulled harder. Just come. Dragged inside, Su Ben grumbled. What's the meaning of this? I've got news to gather. Chi Huan lowered his head, hands twisting, locked in inner struggle. Su Ben raised a brow. Speak. Don't stand there like that. A few days ago Ning Fan acted the same way in front of Sister Wen. I nearly puked. Somewhere in F70 Ning Fan sneezed. Chi Huan licked his lips, steeling himself. Yeah, go eat. Brother needs to talk with big brother Ben. Okay. She skipped inside, pausing to say, Brother, I'll save you half. No need. Chi Huan smiled faintly. You know I don't like chicken legs. Once she was gone, his smile vanished. Ben, thank you. I told you I couldn't finish it. What's wrong with you? Can't understand plain words. Su Ben frowned. Chi Huan ignored the jab, voice low. Old Wu and the others may try to retaliate. Su Ben blinked. Old Wu. The one Ning Fan stabbed. He wants revenge? Su Ben raised a brow. He can't even walk straight. What's he gonna do? He knows a crew that does dirty work. Their leader's called Lu the Blind. Chi Huan's eyes were conflicted even as he spoke. Su Ben didn't ask about Lu. Instead he tilted his head. You got a grudge with old Wu? No. Then you're a dog. Su Ben smirked. Telling me this is throwing him under the bus. Chi Huan pressed his lips tight, silent. Why? Su Ben asked. Over a chicken leg? That cheap. Chi Huan still said nothing but didn't flare up. Ning Fan said you might turn, Su Ben remarked casually. Chi Huan's head shot up, eyes wide, legs trembling. Ning Fan's point was, we're strangers here. Even if you're weak, you're locals. Some things are easier for you. And in the districts, men can bash each other's heads in and it's fine. But here, if District F folk kill each other, it's just a joke for District G. We don't want to be a joke. But if clowns dance on our heads, we're no saints. We'll kill when we must. Still, if you stay quiet, once we find a place, we'll leave. Su Ben smirked. Funny thing, Ning Fan didn't expect your crew to collapse first. Chi Huan trembled violently. He was grateful now he hadn't joined Old Wu in plotting against Ning Fan. But Su Ben's words cut deep. I told you because if something happens, I don't want you thinking I was part of it. Chi Huan's eyes reddened. I don't want trouble. I don't want blame. I get it. You think I see you as cowardly. That even if you joined Old Wu to fight us, it'd be more manly than betraying him. Better than selling out friends. Chi Huan stared at Su Ben. Su Ben didn't flinch. Truth was, he did think that way. In the House of Wild Dogs, even if they disagreed, no one betrayed. Why do you think Old Wu wants Lu the Blind to strike us? Chi Huan asked through clenched teeth. Why else? We killed your men. So what? Chi Huan sneered. We've been beaten before. People in this alley have died before. Why now does Old Wu want revenge? Su Ben frowned. What are you saying? I suggested pooling money for the dead men's families. They refused. If they truly cared, wouldn't they see that helping the families is what matters? Chi Huan grew agitated. They're desperate to kill you because they fear you'll threaten their families. Su Ben froze. Chi Huan pointed at his house. You're living here now. They think, even if they fail, they can run with their families. But me? I can't run. Su Ben understood. Those two men had families too. Ning Fan's group had shown methods so ruthless, so unyielding, that Old Wu and his companion were terrified. They feared Ning Fan might suddenly grow displeased and target them. Or worse, decide to stay in their homes. That would put their families in danger. Now Ning Fan's group lived with Chi Huan. If revenge failed, the first to suffer would be Chi Huan and his sister, Chi Yu. I betrayed them, yes. I admit it. Chi Huan ground his teeth. I'm selfish, I admit that too. But are they not selfish? If you were living in Old Wu's house, do you think he'd dare gamble like this? When Brother Fan said he'd stay at my place, did they protest? No, they breathed a sigh of relief. Why did they squeeze in here last night? Because they didn't dare go home. They feared if they mentioned home, you'd send someone to follow them back. This morning after you left, they called me a coward. Yes, I am a coward. What else can I be? What about my sister? We've been in this racket for 2 years. Who doesn't know each other's nature? Is anyone here not a coward? If not cowards, how would we kneel to earn money? They refused to share money with the dead brothers' families because it brought them no benefit. But hiring Lu the Blind to kill you? That ends their fear. They can boast they avenged their brothers. Who's more righteous than whom? Chi Huan's furious roar filled the room. Su Ben said nothing, listening. At last, when Chi Huan was panting hard, Su Ben chuckled. Your little gang is amusing. He shrugged. 2 years together without breaking. Impressive. Chi Huan ignored the mockery. Su Ben glanced at the door. Still, you didn't join their foolishness. That saved 2 lives. Chi Huan trembled. You. Su Ben sighed softly. Brother Fan already gave them their chance. Are we doing this or not? Give me an answer. Lu the Blind glared at Chi Huan's house, impatient. Old Wu and his companions scowled. Why'd that bastard go back to Chi Huan's? Who knows? They watched Su Ben enter, hesitating. Decide already. If we're striking, do it fast. I've got women waiting. Wu snapped. Brother Lu, your men won't hurt Huan and his sister, will they? Old Wu asked. Lu sneered. No promises. You said yourself that fool's strong. Once the fight starts, who can protect anyone? Old Wu frowned at his partner. Do it. The longer we wait, the worse. What about Huan and Yeye? Let them run. Yeah. Huan runs fast. Lu chuckled. You two lie well to yourselves. If the one with the crossbow can't escape, you think Huan can flee with a child. Silence. Their excuses shattered. Blind in eyes, not in heart, Lu saw through them. They pretended to care, but neither truly worried about Qi Huan and his sister. Strike or not? Decide. Otherwise I walk. Strike. Old Wu's eyes hardened. Kill one first. Finally. Enough pretending. Lu waved his hand. Blow the house. Got it. A man in his 30s lifted the cannon from his back. Thunk. A dagger fell from above, pinning his shadow. His body froze. From the alley's far end, a figure flashed, trailing sparks of lightning. Shit. An ambush. Lu felt danger. Above them, crouched on a rooftop, Ning Fan watched coldly. How do you score on counter-surveillance? To think you could tail me? Old Wu and his partner looked up, saw Ning Fan's chilling smile. Their legs trembled. In the next instant, Qiao Fei cut down the man with the cannon. With Hui Zi's shadow binding, he was nothing but a target. Spirit attendant. Heart blade. Lu reacted fast, drawing a sword from his cane, raising it overhead. Flang. Steel rang. He staggered back 2 steps. Ning Fan leapt from the rooftop, his broken sword deflected, then swung at a bald man nearby. The bald fighter was seasoned. Though Ning Fan's strike was cunning, he dodged and countered. Spirit attendant. Water prison. Moisture thickened the air. Ning Fan felt himself wrapped in water, his speed dragged down. Lu saw his chance, lunging with his blade. Ning Fan ignored the bald man, focusing on Lu's strike. Not slow. But compared to him, too slow. Ning Fan lifted his broken sword, deflected Lu's blade and slashed for his throat. Lu stumbled, retreating just in time. Still this fast inside a water prison? Lu snarled. 2,000 for you, what a loss. 2,000? Insulting me. From behind, Hui Zi's voice rang out. Blind fool. That boy carries 1,000,000 bounty. Lu froze. 1,000,000. The number alone terrified him. But worse, the man dared speak it aloud. Which meant, they had no intention of letting him live. Before he could react, Hui Zi's dagger fell again. Lu dodged instinctively. But his shadow did not. Stand for your father. Hui Zi roared. And Lu froze. Hui Zi strode forward, plucked off his sunglasses. So you really are blind. Meanwhile, Qiao Fei danced among Lu's 3 men like a butterfly. With old Duan's spark fused into her spirit attendant, her soul count had surpassed 20. Already swift, she was faster still. 1 against 3, she held her ground. At that moment, Qi Huan's door burst open. Su Ben strode out, hefting his massive crossbow. Big Sister Qiao. Clear the way. The instant Su Ben roared, Qiao Fei didn't hesitate. Her foot slammed down, body springing clear of the melee. The 3 enemies hadn't even realized what was happening when, boom, an explosion ripped through their midst. 3 figures were hurled in 3 directions. Lu the blind felt the blast behind him and shuddered. Old Wu had warned him that the brute with the crossbow was dangerous. But not this dangerous. His crew specialized in dirty work, ruthless and merciless. Yet now, staring at Ning Fan's team, he realized, these people were cut from the same cloth. Brother, which district are you from? Lu shouted. Can we talk? Talk my ass. Hui Zi snarled, slapping him. If I hadn't pinned that bastard with the cannon, your Ben Daddy would have been blown to pieces. Su Ben, readying another shot, froze at Hui Zi's words and snapped. Are you sick? Even now you're trying to score points. Slip of the tongue, Hui Zi chuckled. Meanwhile, Ning Fan had already dispatched the bald fighter. Only Lu the blind and old Wu remained standing. Life's good, yet you don't want to live it? Ning Fan strode toward old Wu. Ever wonder why I let you live this long? Old Wu trembled. Since Ning Fan's group appeared, he hadn't dared lift a hand. With Lu present, their resistance meant little. But now with Lu's men slaughtered, he dared even less. Brother, wait. Ning Fan's broken sword pierced his throat. Because even if you fought with all your might, this is the most noise you could make. Another man, legs weak, still tried to flee. He managed 2 steps before the broken sword's tip burst from his chest, dripping blood. Ning Fan withdrew the blade without a glance, turning toward Lu. Lu still stood frozen, Huizi's dagger pinning his shadow. Brother, I was just paid to do a job. Lu tried to sound dignified. Your feud isn't mine. We took the money, failed the job. That's on us. My men are dead, I accept it. Let's end it here. I swear I won't trouble you again. His voice rang loud but carried a tremor. You say that, if I refuse, doesn't that make me heartless? Ning Fan smiled. Lu couldn't see how bright that smile was. Brother, you were someone once. We fought, now we know each other. We fought and I don't care to know you. Ning Fan raised his sword. Your begging style is novel. I don't like it. This time Lu truly panicked. He could feel the deadly edge of the blade. But just as Ning Fan's strike was about to fall. Boundary! A low shout echoed from the alley's mouth. Suddenly Ning Fan felt his body grow heavy. Qiao Fei and the others turned pale, they felt it too. Ning Fan glanced around. A faint blue barrier shimmered around the alley. Zip zip zip. Boots splashed through puddles. A blond, blue-eyed man entered. Mr. Maitev. Though blind, Lu recognized him instantly. Well, how'd you know it was me? Maitev laughed. Sometimes I wonder if you're truly blind. I smelled your fragrance, Mr. Maitev. Lu shouted. I knew you wouldn't let outsiders stain F70. Maitev chuckled, ignoring him, walking forward. The blue necklace at his throat glowed faintly. Put down the sword, child. Ning Fan studied him, thoughtful, unmoving. Maitev frowned. In F70, obedience is everything, child. Oh, I remember now. Ning Fan scratched his head. Someone told me here in F70 District G rules. Even if they shit on your head, you can't fight back. What you heard is correct. Who told you? I should commend them. Maitev smiled proudly. Ning Fan didn't answer. Instead he lowered his sword. Lu thought he was saved, until he felt a cold slice at his neck. A hot spray followed. Huizi crouched, expression blank, pulling his dagger free. Maitev's smile froze, twisting into a snarl. Ning Fan's own smile was warm, almost gentle. But no one told me I couldn't kill District G's lapdogs. You dare provoke the guard? Maitev roared. The blue barrier thickened, the weight on Ning Fan's body crushing. He could barely muster half his strength. What was this power? Not a spirit attendant. Was the necklace. The blue glow blazed brighter. I hear the district is recruiting elites for hunting teams? Ning Fan said casually. Earlier, while Su Ben devoured chicken legs, they'd walked another street lined with electronic boards flashing recruitment notices. Many names appeared. Among them, Maitev's. Maitev narrowed his eyes. What are you getting at? Do we count as elites? Ning Fan gestured to Huizi and the others. Maitev's gaze swept over them, then the corpses. He laughed. You want to join a hunting team? First we want to understand. I hear points matter here. Points aren't easy to earn. Money isn't easy either. Yet plenty have it. You're trying to prove you're strong? A sycophant's death means nothing. You won't miss him. Maitev tilted his head, intrigued. True enough. But only if you bring me profit. Without gain and without lapdogs to flatter me, I'd be at a loss. Would you like me to continue polishing the next chapter, where Ning Fan bargains with Maitev and learns the deeper secrets of the hunting teams and the power of points?